So, what's your impression of the Alberta Oil Sands?
I'm sorry, I never heard about it.
I really don't know that much about it. I've heard the name and I know it's kind of a big deal in Canadian politics and environmental discussions, but I really don't know exactly what it's about.
Is that a team?
Is that where they have the oil in the sand?
Okay, so what are your views on the Alberta Oil Sands?
Well, for the Alberta Oil Sands, I believe that while they're a huge moneymaker for Alberta and Calgary, they're really not sustainable. Like, they're really bad for the environment, they use inefficient resources, and one day we're not going to be able to continue like this. So we should really find alternative sources and have a solid source of energy which we can use in the future.
I know something.
That's not fracking, right? That's different.
No, there's fracking involved.
Oh, okay.
So, do you know anything about the operations in Alberta?
I don't know about anything about the corporation in Alberta. Wow, I didn't.
It's a way to create crude oil, and it's really inefficient and dirty, isn't it?
I don't know much about them, but what I do know is they were going to be privatized, and like a company that wasn't Canadian was going to take over, and that fell through. But I don't know how beneficial that is to me personally, or for Canada, or whatever. Like I'm pretty much for privatization, but other than that, I'm not sure whether that's good or bad.
And have you ever heard of any of the health risks in the news or whatnot?
I'm sure I've heard of the health risks, but I'm not sure of the exact risks that are that it could cause. But I'm sure there are several risks, and I guess subliminally, I guess I've heard of them.
Well, while I don't know the exact scientific or perhaps engineering benefits driven from the tar sands, I have obviously heard of them, as I am from Alberta. I know that they're a huge economic benefit for the Albertan economy. They represent a valuable source of oil in the current era. However, I realize that they obviously have environmental impacts, and they're quite controversial in the world and the rest of Canada.
Do you feel that you're at an interesting vantage point being from Alberta, and that most people don't know the risks or the health issues involved?
Well, I definitely could say that many Albertans are more aware of the tar sands as opposed to maybe other Canadians. I myself, as a university student, I'm a bit ignorant of that, but I'd say yes, as Albertan, they may be more aware of the environmental impact because many oil firms or engineering companies have to alert their employees of the effects. As well, they deal with that on a regular basis, trying to promote it amongst the rest of Canada in politics and whatnot.
Thank you very much.
To be honest with you, I'm not educated enough on the issue, but I'm curious to know about the environmental effects that the drilling there has, in particular the greenhouse gases and the effects it has on Aboriginal communities.
So can you tell me more about the type of concerns coming out of that area?
Well, there's been known there's high levels of carcinogens in that environment and has led to development of cancers in First Nations. So I want to know if there's a correlation between the oil sands drilling and the development of cancers within these First Nation populations.